Arcade Fire performed at Coachella on Friday, April 15th, and it was live streamed. Kind of late at night, but I still watched it, and this is what I thought about it. I'm going to tell you right now my favorite parts of the Arcade Fire show from Coachella. I'm going to go over the highs, a couple of oddities, and things like that. And at the end of the video, I'm going to bring out my friend Rowdy to tell you his favorite Arcade Fire song. And we're starting with Love Live Music on YouTube right now. So Arcade Fire, it was a surprise set in one of the big tents at Coachella. Now, I don't know what your definition of a surprise is. My definition of a surprise is, oh, wow, I didn't know that that was going to happen right here in the moment. However, we all knew, if you follow the music news, that Arcade Fire was going to have this performance. It was advertised definitely the day of show as to what time you could watch the live stream. So it's not like the attendees were standing around, making some little flower things for their hair, kicking some hacky sacks, maybe eating a fruit bar, I don't know. And then it's like, wow, Arcade Fire just popped up and started performing a show. What a surprise. That's not how it happened. I'm an Arcade Fire fan, so I was definitely going to tune in for this. At least I'm an Arcade Fire fan through the third album. Then we can talk about that later at the end of this video. The stage starts off and everything's dark. And you see this giant, I guess it's going to be the imagery. These guys are very good at their visual imagery. But I guess the image over the stage that looked to be maybe a video screen looked like a giant Jiffy Pop popcorn tin that was imploded. It's more convex instead of concave. Or the other way around. I don't know. This isn't school. The band rolls out onto the stage. And let me tell you, there are a lot of people in the band. I've seen them live once before at the Orpheum in Memphis on the Suburbs tour. This was, God, it had to be 11 years ago. It was awesome. I was up close, and I'll never forget that night or that experience of seeing them live. Arcade Fire is, at their organic best, one of the best bands that you could go see in a live setting. They've got so many people on stage doing their thing. It's something else. And you got, Win Butler, love him or not, he is the ringmaster of this circus that he brings on stage. So many performers. And I really couldn't tell. I couldn't tell who was a cameraman and who was a performer. As you're watching the live stream, it was professionally done, but it wasn't like professionally done. It's not like it was a finished product that would be edited and boxed up and sold to you as a product. This was just some cameras shooting live. Definitely they had some problems on the stream with a lot of smoke on the stage and being able to get a clear picture. Sometimes it looked all very crisp and almost 4K. I don't think it was streaming in 4K, but it looked very crisp in some spots. Other spots, not so much. But the visual quality didn't really bother me. I was there for the songs, man. And so we start off with kind of the way that I anticipated they would start off, because I didn't know what to expect. And they start with the two songs that they've released on the streaming services already from the album We get The Lightning Part 1 and The Lightning Part 2. Part 1, we start off, we're not 10 seconds, 15 seconds in, and Win Butler says, hold up. There's somebody having maybe an emergency in the front of the audience. Can we get some security or a medic or whatever? Kind of a weird start. I know everybody is very sensitive in large crowd live music situations, particularly in the last few months. So I get it. They stop the show. They get everything sorted out. It takes all of 20 seconds, and then boom, they're back in. They start back at the first of the song of The Lightning Part 1. Then they go into The Lightning 2. And about halfway through The Lightning 2, I'm thinking, all right, are we just about to hear the full album right now in its entirety? And I'm good with that. I don't know what to expect. But boom, they go into Song 3, The Neighborhood, Power Out. So we're going, all right, now we're going back into the funeral catalog, which means all options are on the table. They've gone back to their first album. They're playing a song from that. We could hear anything. I'm getting goosebumps just talking about how good these first few songs sounded and felt to see live. I was watching in my living room. I was up on my feet. I felt like I was at the show. I was standing like 10 feet from my screen and just rocking and bobbing my head and tapping my foot. And, you know, it was great. It was the experience that I wanted from Arcade Fire, to hear some older songs. Then from there, we go into Rebellion, Lies. Every time you close your eyes, da, 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 every time you close your eyes. We come out of Rebellion and we go into Ready to Start, which is the second track off of the Suburbs, whichever it was called. Coming out of Ready to Start, we have the title track, the lead-off song from the Suburbs. And they dedicate this to the punk rock bands in Ukraine. They're just trying to get everything together, but are still trying to find a way to make their art. And I thought it was a pretty poignant way to introduce such a song that, to me, you know, in general, Arcade Fire has had this underlying darkness to them. And I'm not sure where that comes from exactly, but, you know, the song, certainly they talk about in the lyrics, when the bombs, by the time the first bomb fell, we were, you know, this song already has a apocalyptic nature to it. Sometimes I get defeated, I'm moving past the feeling and into the night. I love it. I love it. All right, so first 6 songs, in my opinion, epic. I'm drenched in sweat in the middle of my living room like I'm at Coachella, enjoying it. And then we take a little turn. We go into My Body is a Cage. Not my favorite song. Not even one. I actually had to remind myself what album it was on. Was it on Reflector or Neon Bible? It was on Neon Bible. Just not... The performance I really didn't enjoy. I feel like the energy really slowed down and shifted at this point in the show. We pick back up with Afterlife, which is a track off of the second disc of Reflector, deep in the second disc. So you would have to be deep into that before you'd say, oh yeah, there's Afterlife. But this was an interesting thing, because as it was happening, Wynn decided to go out into the crowd and crowd surf. So you got Wynn Butler crowd surfing. He's not a small man. I'm just going to say that. He's not a small man. He's 6'4". He's played in the NBA All-Star Weekend charity celebrity basketball games. He's a large dude, you know, and he's crowd surfing. You ever see like a large guy crowd surf? There's interesting energy going on. At the same time, he's wearing a lot of clothes. And his shirt keeps coming up, and he keeps trying to tuck it back down. And I feel you, Wynn. I feel you. I know why you're trying to tuck it back down. Same reason that I only shoot from the waist up. You know, this is my better angle. Down here, things get a little, you know, they get a little roundish at times. So I get that. But what was he wearing underneath? If it was Spanx, then my God, more power to you, sir. That's, you know, you're a rock star. You got some cool freaking hair right now with the silver hair. It's like the color of David Byrne's hair, but it looks like it's about to dread up. You know, Wynn Butler, the art of the Arcade Fire, the look of the band, the way he presents himself, I'm for it 100%. If those were Spanx, don't sweat it, man. I think that was a great moment when you surfed across the crowd, and then your mic was on, and and you hear him say, "Hey, put me down," to the security guard, and he goes down, and now he's standing in the middle of the crowd. He's running through the crowd and gets everybody jumping, and it was just a real freaking awesome rock and roll moment. And to see it again, I'm sure that some of it would be edited out, right? But seeing the live stream in its raw footage, it was really great to watch. Then we go into Age of Anxiety, Rabbit Hole. I believe that this is a new track that's going to be on the new album. I liked it. I think that they were having some problems with the live performance. Wynn had either a Moog or a theremin set up that he in my opinion, looked like he was having trouble with, and maybe was looking off stage to try to get some tech support on it. I could be wrong. That could not be true at all. It felt like that's what was happening to me watching in my living room 2,000 miles away, you know? After Age of Anxiety, we go into Sprawl 2. This is where we bring Regine out to sing Mountains Beyond Mountains, which is such a good song. You'll find it deep at the end of the Suburbs album. There's always one or two tracks that she features lead vocals on, and I'm always excited to hear what those songs are. And she gave a great performance and really led the crowd in it. We go to Everything Now, the title track off of Everything Now. I love the lyrics of this song. It says a lot for us as a society and how right now we have everything. And, you know, from there, we do one thing that I always raise an eyebrow when bands do this. We're going to play a new song for you, and you can sing along. All you've got to do is this. La-di-da-di, boom, 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 shaboom, boom, a-la-di-da-di. When we say, what's up, you say, woody, 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 boo, boo, ba-doo, boo, boo. All right, got that? Let's go. And I'm just thinking to myself, yeah, this is not going to sound good. These people are not going to remember the woo, woo, booty, boom that you just said. So how'd it turn out? It turned out okay. I think the song's going to be good. I would like to hear it when the record comes out. May 6th, is that right? May 6th, the Friday before Mother's Day. You can pick up Arcade Fire's new record, We, for your mama and them. So we got time for one more song. And you know what that song's going to be? It's going to be the song that everybody knows from sports arenas across the country. Wake Up! And when you've got a song so large, this is, you know, it's like Seven Nation Army for White Stripes. It's like, I don't know, half a dozen things for U2. When you've got a song that's this large, it needs large, full-scale participation from band and audience, and that's what we got. We got everybody singing along. How the guys in the band hit those notes, scream those notes, and play. It's got such intensity and the vocalization of the, you know, the hook, the choral hook. It's good, man. It's real good. Arcade Fire. I sure do like them a lot, and I hope that they come within 350 miles of me. If they don't, I might fly somewhere to go see them. I would do that. All right, you want to tell them? You tell them what your favorite Arcade Fire song is? It's Wake Up, because that's what we do every night between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. when we hear something. We wake up. We wake up the house. We wake up everybody. I appreciate you watching my video. My name's Chris King. Channel's called Love Live Music. If you like it, give me a like, because that's what good people do. I'll see you at the next show, Love Live Music.